Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me while we talk about different people in the Bible who wrestled with their faith. So, before we get started, we always do our highs and our lows, and then at the end, we end with prayers and blessings. So, my high is that it is a sunny, beautiful day. I know it's a little chilly, but it's sunny. I'll take it. My low, my low is probably just being stuck inside. For so long. So let's get started with our story. Today we are going to talk about Jonah and the big fish, or Jonah and the whale, and how he wrestled with his faith. So Jonah was a prophet, and God said to Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh. And Jonah did not want to go to Nineveh. You see, Nineveh was one of the enemies to his home country, and Nineveh was full of people who were not his type of people. They were sinners. They weren't very good people. They were just kind of mean and nasty. And he went, it would be a little bit like a Bears fan being told you need to go help the Packers win, or a Packers fan being told you have to go help the Bears win. It's not going to go over very well. Jonah did not like this assignment. So instead of going to Nineveh, he got on a ship and tried to run away. Well, God kind of knew where he went. He knew exactly where he was going. So God sent a storm, and the people on the ship said, pray to your God. And Jonah had to fess up, and he said, I think I might be the reason there's this big storm. I'm running away from God. And finally, Jonah says, you're just going to have to throw me overboard. So they do. They don't want to, but they do, because they're trying to save their own life. But God didn't just leave him to die. God sent a big fish, according to the Bible. A lot of people think it's a whale. And Jonah was swallowed by the whale, by the big fish, and lived in his stomach for 3 days. I wouldn't want to be there. And after that, he was spit out, and Jonah talks to God, and he says, all right, I'll go to Nineveh. So he goes, and he starts saying to everybody, you will be destroyed in 40 days. You are going to be annihilated by God. Well, the people of Nineveh truly become frightened and are very remorseful about all the terrible things they've done. They're very sad. So they say that they're sorry for what they've done. They ask God to forgive them. They do everything that God hopes they will do to come back to him, to come back into relationship with God and try to do well. And God says, okay, I'm not going to destroy them. Well, it's a little bit like a Packers fan being told, go help the Bears win. And when the Bears win, the Packers fan is not going to be happy about it. Same thing. Jonah is not happy about this. He says, I knew you were going to do this. You were always kind and forgiving, and these people are terrible and they should have been punished. So I just want to go off and die. He's a little dramatic too. So he goes off, and God has a plant that grows with big leaves, all right? So he's shaded from the sun, and he's taken care of for this whole day by this shade. And he enjoys the shade that from this plant that has grown up. And then the next day, God destroys the plant. And Jonah says, what, I don't even get shade? I liked that plant. I don't want the plant to die. God says, well, you're so concerned with this plant. I made the plant grow. I gave the plant life. And you're sad that a plant died, but you're not happy that people aren't going to die? Just the same. These people were my people. I saved them the way you wanted the plant saved. Aren't you going to be happy about that too? Needless to say, Jonah was having a little trouble with his faith. Not that he didn't believe in God, but he didn't like anything God was doing. He didn't like what God told him to do. He didn't like that God was forgiving people. He didn't like anything about this situation. Couldn't even run away. So I would say that's a crisis of faith if you're just really angry and irritated with the decisions God has made. And I think that's a pretty normal thing. God still took care of him, still talked with him, still loved him, still kept him as a prophet. So even though this prophet's very angry at God, very perturbed, he still keeps him as a prophet and loves him. So if you are angry at something God is doing, it's okay. Pray to God, talk to God about it. He still loves you. People at the church still love you. Talk to people in your community. It's all right. Even prophets felt that way. So let's end with our prayers and our blessings. So my prayer for you is that if you are angry at God right now, you are still able to talk to him through prayer, even if it's yelling at him and telling him that you're not happy with anything he's doing. It's okay. He's heard it before. Amen. And blessings to you. Kids, bless your parents. Parents, bless your kids. I'll see you tomorrow.